D-Gens, what's up, guys? What is going on? Let's talk some crypto. Let's talk some JASMY. Let's talk some Bitcoin. All right. I'll hop into the chat quick, see what everybody's talking about. Yamaha with a super chat right off the hop. Thank you so much, my friend. It says, thanks for all you do. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you for all you do, guys. The super chats mean everything to me. They really, really do. You have no idea. So thank you so much, my friend. Isaac, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hopefully you're going to be over in the group Zoom call that we do after the live stream here over on the Patreon. We will be live over on the Patreon after this. Guys, please hit the like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow, and it means everything. Big Kev, what's up, man? Rob never sleeps, and neither does crypto. Thanks for all you do, Rob Father. Hey, no problem, brother. No problem. Green Tea, glad to be here on this journey with y'all. Absolutely, man. We have built a phenomenal community. Absolutely. Jetpack, let's go, man. Let's freaking go. Haas, good to see you. Two in a row, brother. Had to go on the earlier stream. Nice to have you back again, brother. Just forfeit. What's going on, man? Holmes, what's up, buddy? Turbo, yes, Turbo gone live on Coinbase, right? Oscar Roberto, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, let's get into some of the news. Let's get into what's going on out there. Guys, I'll get to the rest of the chat at the second half of the stream. So put your questions, comments, and concerns over in the chat. I will get to them later. I mean, I am wearing a green shirt that says Alpha. Where else are you going to get the Alpha from, right? A guy in a green shirt. Obviously not a guy in a red shirt, right? I mean, come on. All right, so JASMY closed above 4 cents 4 on the daily time frame. Very bullish, guys. I love to see that. So where this current candle can go, guys, in terms of the next 24 hours or 21 and a half hours, whatever, is kind of irrelevant. We could come back down and test this level again. In fact, it would kind of be pretty healthy if we did, to be honest with you. But by the time this candle closes, it could be green again, just like this one is. So we could close above. If we continue to close above 4 cents 4, that's what I want to see, is what I'm trying to get across to you right now on the daily time frame, right? So absolutely, if we move over to the weekly, as we can see, look how far down we came. It's only Wednesday. Look how far we came down and then recovered all the way back up again so far this week. So this weekly candle by Sunday could be green as well, man. So let's just keep the faith, guys. Keep going. We made it through a big liquidation event. We survived it. The market has been recovering. And that is exactly what you want to see, guys, right? I know a lot of you guys were doing some DCing and taking advantage of the situation. So that's what I want to see, guys. That's what I want to see. That's how winning is done. Bitcoin still sitting above 100K. We closed the candle today above 101,000, guys. Very, very bullish as well. I need to see a break out of this pattern to the upside, though. If we can get a candle close above between $103 and $105,000, there is a mass liquidation event on shorts up there, and we will see a nice run up to about $110,000 to $112,000 if that takes place. So that is what we will be paying attention to in terms of Bitcoin's price action. Let's go have a look at the crypto bubbles, as we always do about this time. Nice recovery here, guys. XCN up 14, almost 14.5%. Miria's doing fantastic. AVAX, Ondo, Pith, JASMY up 11.3%. Looking good, guys. Looking good. SEI Network, everything's looking juicy. Swift up 7.5%, almost back to a penny. Got as high as a penny this morning. So very, very nice. Looking across the broader market. Turbo was up like 40% earlier today, guys. It was at almost 1.5 cents, but it's back up over a penny, guys. When Turbo was down around 208, 207, I was telling you guys it was a good pickup. It was a good pickup. Turbo is less than a 10x to 10 cents right now. It's less than a 10x, right? I told you guys Turbo could get to 10 cents. No problem. No problem. We haven't even started the parabolic part of the bull run yet. SUI up 30% on the day. Casper 25. We got some good movers today, guys. Aerodrome, Aptos, some good stuff happening. Beam, Chainlink's up 14%. Very nice. Very nice across the board, guys. That's what you want to see. All right. So what do we got here? So I showed this earlier, JASMY. Every hour, the supply on exchanges for JASMY is going down, guys. 13.104 billion JASMY left. I get a more accurate read here. Let's actually go right to the metrics and see. So right now there is 13.6 billion JASMY available on exchanges, guys. Think about that for a second. Out of 50 billion max supply, there's only 13.6 billion left on exchanges to be bought. Wait until euphoria kicks in on JASMY. Do you know how fast that 13 billion tokens is going to get bought up when FOMO kicks in? When JASMY hits 10 cents, do you know how many content creators are going to be talking about JASMY? We saw it already happen once in February when JASMY went up 500% in February. All of a sudden, you had BitBoy and all these other content creators talking about JASMY. Wait till it hits 10 cents out of nowhere, right? Then all of that 13.6 billion JASMY is going to start getting scooped up. And what happens when there's not much left on exchanges, guys? Supply and demand. You do the math, right? So we are headed towards a supply and demand crunch on JASMY as well. So I bet you didn't see that coming. All right, what else do we got? We're going to save that video there. Let's go over here. All right, so Vivek tweets out, Tom Lease just says Bitcoin is going to $250,000 in 2025.
Tom, it just brings back to you the idea that how much of what we're seeing, maybe even a little bit today, is there's been such a regulatory overhang on a lot of these names under the current administration. Now you have a new FTC chairperson. Is that playing a role in any respect to this? Because Dan Ives put out a note today, said Christmas comes early with the new head of the FTC for tech.
It's probably the best way to sort of measure this is what Bitcoin's doing, because Bitcoin faced enormous regulatory burdens over the last few years. And now we have a White House that's embracing digital assets, a new SEC chairman, FTC chairman, a new Commerce Secretary. I think these are actually being viewed as pro-business, reviving animal spirits, but I think a good proxy is watching Bitcoin.
All right, now I'm going to have to pin you to a target again on Bitcoin, because, I mean, you've been among the most optimistic and outspoken about it for years, to be quite honest. So here we are, above 100,000. What's a legit target for 2025 for Bitcoin?
We think it's going to follow a similar halving cycle that we've seen in the past that would imply something around 250,000 for Bitcoin in 2025. And on top of that, we have a Trump put because Bitcoin is potentially a strategic reserve asset for the U.S. government.
Interesting call. Interesting call. Guys, my Turbo fans out there, check it out. XEX Exchange just listed Turbo USDT pair. Check it out, guys. Check it out. All right, more bullish news here in Vancouver, in Canada. Vancouver City Council has passed a motion to explore integrating Bitcoin into the city.
So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, so seeing no one else on the queue, I'm now going to call the vote. Clerk, please take us to the voting screen. Committee members, please register your vote on the voting panel. Now, voting for this motion. All right, so this motion passed with Councillor Carr and Councillor Fry in opposition, Councillor Dominado, Councillor Black, and Councillor Boyle in absent.
Boom.
Right, thank you. That completes motion 3 on the agenda.
Boom, there it is, Vancouver, guys, putting Bitcoin on the balance sheets. Motion approved. What else do we have going on out there? Less than 1% of Microsoft shareholders voted to invest in Bitcoin. Have fun staying poor. I honestly, guys, I did not see that coming. Holy crap. That was an astounding no by the Microsoft shareholders. Holy crap. But I showed yesterday that Microsoft shareholders actually voted no on investing in the internet. Was it the internet? No, it was browser, internet browser. That's what it was. Internet browser. They voted no investing in the cell phone, mobile phones. They voted no investing into I can't remember what. There was like four things that I had showed, so, and they always had to play catch up later. Microsoft has a history of having to play catch up later and voting no on early investments. So I'm surprised, but I guess I probably should not have been surprised, I suppose. What else do we have? Let's get into this. Cardano fans. Breaking news, Cardano is not secure? What is going on here?
Native staking is going to be available. Do you think that in itself is, and plus when you look at it, there's no lock-in. That's the other factor that I think plays into this. Do you think that would be something that Ethereum eventually would be able to do? No lock-in, obviously direct access to staking versus going through all the hoops to go out and stake your ETH.
Right. So there's staking and there's staking. So on Ethereum, we've taken the hard path where we have slashable economic security. What that means is that if there is a finality fault, meaning there's two inconsistent checkpoints that get finalized, we have this guarantee that at least 1/3 of all ETH staked is going to get slashed. And so there's like an actual dollar amount on attacking Ethereum, and that dollar amount is on the order of $40 billion. Now, on a chain like Cardano, where they don't have slashing, there is no such dollar amount. So in theory, an attacker can go attack Cardano and get out scot-free without any penalty. And the problem is that if you're securing tens of trillions or hundreds of trillions of dollars on your chain, there is going to be a reward for making the attack. And so we want to make sure that at any given point in time, the penalty of doing the reward is much, much greater than after doing the attack is much, much greater than the reward. And unfortunately on Cardano, that's maybe not the case.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, that would make a good argument.
Interesting perspective. Interesting perspective. I'm still a Cardano fan, though. I'm still a Cardonzo fan. All right. What else do we have? VanEck's head of digital assets sets 180K Bitcoin target amid rising institutional support. Bitcoin has surged to new highs following renewed interest from institutional investors and a bullish market outlook. Investment management firm VanEck recently projected a $180,000 price target for Bitcoin in the ongoing bull cycle. This comes after the cryptocurrency touched $93,000 post-election, signaling robust momentum in the digital asset market. Notably, the rise in Bitcoin's value has been attributed to strong inflows from institutional investors and favorable market conditions. According to VanEck, several indicators point to a sustained growth. The cryptocurrency's market cap has climbed to $1.74 trillion, with daily trading volume exceeding $87 billion. In addition, weekly inflows into the asset are up by 15%, while monthly figures show an increase of over 30%. These gains are not limited to Bitcoin alone. The broader cryptocurrency market, including altcoins and meme coins, has seen significant activity, pushing the total market cap over $3 trillion. Moreover, VanEck's head of digital assets, Matthew Segal, emphasized the importance of these developments, describing the current market state as blue sky territory. Furthermore, regulatory changes in the United States have played a pivotal role in shaping the positive sentiment pro-crypto policies and government support have created a conducive environment for Bitcoin's growth. Recently, the appointment of key officials who are supportive of digital assets has sent strong signals to the market participants. Segal highlighted that this marks a shift in government attitude, with several leaders backing Bitcoin adoption. Consequently, Van Eck expects these policies to drive Bitcoin to multiple all-time highs over the next 2 quarters. The firm also notes that the absence of technical resistance positions Bitcoin for substantial gains. This development aligns with Van Eck's earlier prediction of Bitcoin reaching $2.9 million by 2050, driven by its growing role in global trade. Therefore, the ongoing rally reflects significant interest from retail investors and the derivatives markets. On-chain factors also continue to show positive trends, supporting the asset's upward trajectory. Analysts believe Bitcoin's ability to sustain new highs within the same cycle is a key indicator for its potential to surpass 100% returns. Very, very bigly indeed. All right, what else do we have? Check this out. All right, so according to the Bitcoin Bubble Index, retail still has not even arrived yet. If you see down here, retail's not even here yet, guys. So things are still yet to go absolutely bonkers. It's going to come. That's what she said. 15 years ago today, you could have bought 15 Bitcoin for 1 cent. How does that make you feel? Pretty good, huh? Pretty good. I know. Huh? Made me feel wonderful when I read that. All right. What else do we got? Bitcoin has the same number of users as the internet did in 1997. We're just getting started, guys. We are just getting started. Now, this is something we're going to be doing a lot of coverage on, investing in and researching in over on the Patreon, is quantum computing, guys, right? The next big tech frontier awaiting its AI movement. This is the industry I am most bullish for today. Imagine buying Bitcoin at $500. Yes, quantum computing is going to be huge. It is another factor we are going to be looking very, very deeply into over on the Patreon over the next couple of years. You definitely want to get in early on this kind of stuff. Not only stuff like this, but also DeSci, decentralized science as well. We're going to be diving deep into that, very deep into RWA projects in the next bear market. So there are some very, very key things we're going to be investing in and researching over on the Patreon, guys. You're going to want to be a part of that community. I'm telling you now. I am telling you right now. What else do we got? KASPA with another new listing. GrooveX has now listed KASPA. That's another KASPA listing. Very crazy, guys. Now, listen, this is something you have to start being careful of if you're new to crypto, okay? You're going to start seeing more and more yahoos like this guy making stuff up and putting it out there, guys. And the problem is new people believe this stuff, right? Like, look at this guy, rumor alert. They just put, what they do is they put rumor or something like that so that they can have plausible deniability, right? They said, look, the United States government is planning to liquidating its gold for XRP. No, it's not. Nowhere has it said that anywhere ever, right? So what these misinformation people do is they take something that's like they're talking about doing it, selling some gold for Bitcoin, right? So all this person did was take that narrative, twist it to XRP, and put it out there for people, trying to create FOMO and stuff like that in the market, right? Very misleading. You have to be careful in crypto, guys. There's too many people like this out there that just blatantly lie about stuff like that, right? All right, what else do we have? KuCoin, weekly leading sectors, the Internet of Things, 33.50%. JASMY, right there, baby, with VeChain, IOTA, Helium, and XYO. You absolutely love to see that. You love to see that. All right, what else? What else? Let's go look at the Dixie, guys. How's the Dixie doing? Well, not the Dixie, sorry, the Bitcoin dominance. We'll pass by the Dixie. Dixie's kind of doing a little bit of a pump here. I think what we're starting to see here on the Dixie is probably a little bit of a double top, and then it's going to collapse back down again. I think that's what we're seeing on the DXY, which will be good for Bitcoin, right? That'll be bullish for risk on assets. And then we got the Bitcoin dominance here. It's continuing to, it's got, 4 green candles in a row right now. It's continuing to climb to the upside. So that's good for Bitcoin. I mean, altcoins will continue to melt their way up like they were before this whole crash thing happened. So a little bit of a reset, recharge, and away we go. So, all right, what else do we have? Let's get into this. Anthony Pompliano, Bitcoin is winning and Microsoft doesn't matter.
But first, big decision, you guys, from Microsoft shareholders rejecting a plan to invest up to 5% of their profits into Bitcoin. The proposal said that it would hedge against inflation and mark a bold step into crypto. But the vote reveals still skepticism toward the digital currency revolution. Here to weigh in on all of this, Anthony Pompliano, Professional Capital Management founder and CEO. How much of a setback, if any, is this for Bitcoin?
This doesn't matter at all. If you think about the odds that this was ever going to get approved, it was near zero.
And why?
Well, sometimes the Bitcoin community, we like to yell and scream about things because it's fun. It sounds good. Like, imagine if Microsoft does this.
Yeah.
But the odds that a $1 trillion+ company is going to actually go and do this, they don't need to do it because they've got a great business. And so if you look at most of the companies who have been adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet, they're actually companies that weren't working, right? This was kind of like a Hail Mary for them, and it is working for them. And so if you look at kind of the comparison, what you actually have is the innovator's dilemma. If you've got a great business, why rock the boat? Microsoft's got a good thing going, right? They're big in AI, their stock prices going up, et cetera. It's the companies that are saying, hey, I need to pull a lever here to try to get something done. Those are the ones who
we talked about Rumble the other day.
I was going to say MicroStrategy. And
well, MicroStrategy is the obvious one, but I think you've got some of these guys. I can't believe I'm defending Bitcoin to the Bitcoin guy
hey,
here.
it's all you.
But I'm saying they're saying we don't need to do it. But if this is as much the future as people are saying, we better get on that train. 5% of your profits, not a huge investment to dabble in that space. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't a company like Microsoft be doing this?
Yeah, well, I definitely think they should do it. And I think that at some point they will do it. It's just that who are the first ones to adopt stuff? It's the same thing with nation states putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet. You see the El Salvadors, the Bhutans, right? It's these small countries who don't really have a lot to risk. And there's such asymmetric upside. Now, what I will say is that is starting to change. So there are companies like Hut 8 and others that are in the Bitcoin world that have good businesses that are putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet as well. And so those are kind of Bitcoin related companies. Now, what we need to see are good companies that have good cash flow that are not related to Bitcoin to start to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And I think that'll be the big, kind of explosion of public companies.
I wonder if Amazon could be that next, because reading reports that they might consider making the move, right? And that would be pretty big. So going back to your point, Brian, makes me wonder why maybe Microsoft is missing out, might be late to the game.
Well, there is a Bitcoiner who is behind all of these Amazon shareholder, Microsoft shareholder proposals. He's very good at doing it. He's obviously getting on the schedule. The question is just going to become, at what point do one of these companies say, fine, you guys are right.
Let me stay on this, because if you're playing in the crypto space nowadays, apparently you might be at a higher likelihood of getting debanked. That's what Mark Andreessen is saying. How do you is that as big of a deal as we're hearing? It seems like in Silicon Valley that's happening a lot.
There's two stories here, right? One is the actual debanking, taking somebody's bank account away from them. And this is not just a U.S. problem. We saw in Canada, they did this to the truckers. But in the United States, they're doing it to tech founders, people involved in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, et cetera. I actually think the bigger problem is we should stop debanking people. But the second thing is that I cannot tell you, just our team alone, how many hours have been wasted with various banks fighting to not get debanked. So even though we actually didn't, our team has spent enormous amount of time and effort, emails, calls, meetings, etc., fighting to not get our bank accounts taken away.
What's the why behind why they are?
Well, look, if you're a bank, you're very risk averse, right? And so if you think that somebody or a business is involved in any shape or form with crypto, then you are less likely to bank them. And so whether they are trying to take away bank accounts or, again, not open a bank account, it's a massive problem. And so imagine how much time, energy, and productivity of American businesses has been wasted on this problem over the last 5 or 6 years. Now that it's coming to light, hopefully regulation will change. Banks will get more comfortable with this, and then we can get people back to work and actually producing for the American economy.
And to that point, we do see shifting, I would say maybe attitudes around cryptocurrency, but there is still a lot of hesitation and skepticism. We saw that in Washington, but maybe the tides are changing. But there's still, former SEC commissioners that are speaking to these very concerns that I think you are highlighting here. Listen to this soundbite and we'll get your reaction on the other side.
Crypto is a scourge. It's not something that you want in your society. It has no utility. It's just pure speculation. Remember, there's no balance sheet to crypto. There's no financial statements.
The whole concern there is that there's just no transparency. And to go even further, there are concerns that some say crypto is really just a vehicle for criminal acts, the black market. What do you say to that?
Stop it. This guy keeps saying this stuff over and over again. The dollar doesn't have a balance sheet. The dollar doesn't have a financial statement. The Bitcoin blockchain is a transparent ledger. I can know more about what happens on the Bitcoin network than with dollars. The dollar is used much more for criminal activity, money laundering, terrorist financing, etc. If criminals want to conduct crimes, they do not want to have their fingers on a keyboard because it's easier for the police to come and find them. And so these people keep saying this stuff. They sound ridiculous because they don't understand how the technology actually works. If you go talk to law enforcement, would they rather have a criminal with a bag of cash or with Bitcoin? They'll take Bitcoin all day long. Criminals are learning to not use Bitcoin for crimes because they get caught.
Yeah, because the blockchain technology, probably the transparency. Quickly, we're joking about NASDAQ 20,000. CPI this morning fuels all the optimism that somehow we think that even though inflation is going sideways instead of down, that the Federal Reserve is still cutting next week. What do you make?
Look, the Federal Reserve has no choice. They broke the financial markets in the global financial crisis. The younger generation realizes buy stocks. They have to cut rates and they have to print money. They're going to keep doing that. Risk has been removed from the market. There can be short-term downturns in stock prices, but over the long run, if you buy stocks and you hold them, they're going to have to push asset prices higher. Bitcoin's a big winner from that. Stocks will be a big winner from that. And the Federal Reserve just has no choice. And so all the bears who are yelling and screaming about recessions and bear markets and all this stuff, the Federal Reserve has outlawed all of that.
Before we lose you today, I want to ask you a little bit about the big story, the United Healthcare CEO murder suspect. There's a lot of talk about what this guy represents. Is he fighting the system? Is he some hero to people on the left? How do you understand his actions? You've got a really interesting take. And I think because you're so tuned into that generation, you can help us understand how they think and how they ought to be thinking about this.
Yeah, look, obviously America is made up of 300 plus million people. And so there's going to be all kinds of different opinions about that. My personal view is that if you murder someone, you're not a hero, right? You are a criminal and you should be punished for doing that. But what I think is a story that nobody is talking about is if you actually have a problem with the insurance companies, right? You think that's his motive. The better thing to do is rather than ruin the life and take the life of the CEO and then ruin your own life, instead go compete in the marketplace. If you think that the insurance companies are bad companies, if they are gouging people, if they are not allowing care, then go build a better insurance company. And capitalism is what America was built on. There's a free market of competition that is allowed. And so the better thing to do, if you really want to help people, shooting the CEO of the insurance company does not help anybody. It's not, nothing is going to change. But if you build the best insurance company that is able to go and actually provide that service to individual patients, you will have a much, much bigger impact.
Well, and let's not forget, there are problems in that space. If you want to build the better insurance company, you're facing so much regulation from the government right now. It's hard to do that. But that larger point I love, which is be a creator. Right? Capitalism allows you to be a creative disruptor, not a violent disruptor. And we seem to have lost that distinction among our younger generations right now. We've got to recover that faster and faster. You
could argue that he, of anyone, had the opportunity to do that. He had the money and he had the education, and he chose this route. Anthony Pagliano.
I like what he said about the response from the SEC lawyer there. Absolutely gold. That was a good one. It's basically what I said this morning in the live stream, if you go back and watch that if you want. Altcoin market plummets 30%. Key strategies for traders now. The altcoin market has experienced a sharp correction with several cryptocurrencies suffering massive losses. BitSensor, for instance, saw a dramatic 50% drop in value within 24 hours. This downturn has caused widespread panic among investors and highlighted the extreme volatility that remains in the hallmark of cryptocurrency markets. Recently, crypto analyst Michael Vanderpop addressed investor concerns in a post. He pointed out that a 30% decline across the altcoin market is not unusual in such cycles. Here from Michael, he says, the altcoin market drops 30%. Panic? The markets are providing a casual correction where some altcoins drop by 50% in less than 24 hours. This caused a significant sentiment switch, but that's the standard bipolar sentiment in Web3. He's absolutely right. Also, Vanderpop noted that these corrections occurred due to exaggerated sentiment shifts and over-leveraged positions. He highlighted that the recent liquidity crunch has significantly contributed to the current market downturn. Essentially, the correction marks one of the largest market crashes in 3 years. Analysts attributed this excessive market confidence and increased leverage, which have left investors vulnerable to sudden price swings. However, despite the current challenges, Vanderpop encouraged investors to stick to their long-term strategies. He advised focusing on balanced portfolios and base assets to mitigate risks and seize future opportunities. Further, while the altcoin market struggles, Bitcoin dominance has slightly decreased, giving altcoins some breathing space. The overall market capitalization of altcoins has reached 1.89 trillion, reflecting significant potential for growth. Indicators like the altcoin season index suggest a major altcoin season could occur by 2025. Raoul Paul, another prominent market analyst, believes that the crypto market could head for a bull run. He cautioned investors against selling too early, driven by fears from past cycles. Paul predicts that favorable liquidity conditions could support the peak around late October of 2025. If this scenario materializes, it could be a pivotal opportunity for altcoins. Despite the downturn, experts remain optimistic about the altcoin market recovery potential. Vanderpop reiterated that market corrections, while painful, should not derail investors' confidence. He urged those with faith in their altcoin investments to remain patient and avoid impulsive decisions. Consequently, the combination of improved market narratives, advancing blockchain technologies, and favorable liquidity conditions could position altcoins for strong growth in the coming year. Investors are advised to focus on long-term goals while navigating the current volatility. Honestly, guys, that last dip, I didn't even feel it. I haven't checked my portfolio. We were talking about it on the Patreon the other day. I haven't even checked my portfolio in, I don't know, a week and a half now or something like that. I don't know. I don't look at my portfolio every day. I have a time frame of when I'm leaving the market, and we're not close to that. So, All right, what else do we got? Caroline Crenshaw was the worst. She was worse than Gensler on some issues. Vote her out. I've been covering this story on a daily basis, guys.
Tomorrow morning on the renomination of SEC Commissioner Caroline Crenshaw, and the crypto industry is pulling out all the stops to prevent it from happening. Charlie Gasparino's got all the latest, so they don't want her in there.
Ellie Terry is going to have a full write-up on this in a few minutes, my producer. And, it's fascinating just how much they're spending on this one commissioner. Usually I don't see this, but, if you were going to say who's pretty anti-crypto at the SEC, Gary Gensler would take the cake. He's the outgoing, meaning he's leaving SEC chair. When Donald Trump takes over, he's going to be replaced by Paul Atkins. It would be Caroline Crenshaw as well. She was seen as a kind of a Gensler surrogate, but only even more anti-crypto than Gensler. And what's fascinating, and this is an Ellie story that's going to be published on foxbusiness.com, is just how much time and effort and they're spending on trying to block her from getting renominated. Biden has renominated her. You have to attach her nomination to a bill or something. There's only a few days left in the congressional session, as you know, maybe a week or so. Ellie has it all laid out. And so they're trying to do it at the last minute to basically install a very leftist, or what they would say progressive, critics would say progressive, anti-crypto person on the commission. So the crypto industry is going nuts. What are they doing? I mean, you see it. You look at Brian Armstrong's, he's the head of Coinbase's Twitter feed. Pretty
I don't
wild
follow
stuff.
him, but I should.
You should. They're spending money on ads, billboard ads, mobile ads and online ads. So they are spending a lot of money. They're also threatening people, Democrats. If you vote for him, for her, to renominate her, we're going to your score on your crypto score. There's a crypto friendly score. It's in the story. I can't remember the name of it. It's like the crypto meter. If you're like anti-crypto, you get a bad score. And by the way, money will flow away from you. So they're saying all this stuff, and they're proselytizing to try to get Democrats not to vote for her, or at least delay it and have Trump put in someone else.
Didn't Sherrod Brown lose his seat in Ohio because the crypto industry went after him?
And that's a great point. That's in Ellie's story. Yeah. I mean, all these crypto PACs that get their marching orders from the crypto meter that comes out, moved away from it, threw a lot of money at the other guy, Bernie Moreno, and who's very conservative and pro-crypto. And they're threatening this again. So we'll see. We'll know in the next, I guess, probably the next couple hours, the next day or so, whether this thing goes forward or not. If it does go forward and she gets voted in, remember, she's getting voted by the Democrat-controlled Congress.
So what's her term?
There now. It'll be probably a 4-year term.
And
remember, remember how this works. Republican presidents, when they get in office, pick their people. Even they have to pick Democrats as well. So Trump could pick a better, more pro-business, pro-crypto Democrat. But if they get her in now, because Biden is trying to get her in, getting her term extended, or her term ended, get another term for her, and he's trying to do it with a democratically controlled Congress. But you have to do this in a sort of way that it could pose difficulties in timing. Anyway, that's what the crypto industry is saying. Go there, and we're going to vote you out.
Go well.
Exactly. Pay the consequences for your votes, people. Exactly. Donald Trump to focus on Bitcoin prices. Eyes 150K early in presidency. With the 2024 U.S. presidential election behind him, President-elect Donald Trump is preparing to emphasize Bitcoin during his second term significantly. The incoming administration is expected to prioritize digital assets. Trump is reportedly aiming for Bitcoin to reach the price of 150K early in his presidency. This move underscores Trump's growing support for cryptocurrency, which has become a key part of the economic agenda. Donald Trump's position around Bitcoin and other digital assets changed early during his re-election campaign. Previously a skeptic about cryptocurrency, he has since come around to believing cryptocurrency represents an important asset class. In the 2024 election, Trump scored a win with a massive jump in the price of Bitcoin. This only fueled his interest in the market. In November of 2024, the cryptocurrency reached 6 figures for the first time. Many analysts predicted it could go much higher in the future. During his second term, the newly elected president of the United States is anticipated to monitor Bitcoin's price closely. Reports, meanwhile, say Trump is focused on the asset's performance. He'd like it to hit $150,000 early in his presidency. Given that fact, his administration is likely to inherit policies that foster Bitcoin adoption and attract funds into the sector. This was a clear departure from the more conservative approach of cryptocurrency had taken over the previous years. Perhaps one of the most noticeable changes in Trump's attitude is the naming of David Sachs as his inaugural crypto czar in the White House. Donald Trump says this move reflects his commitment to keeping the U.S. a global leader in investment and innovation in cryptocurrency. Sachs, a well-known face of the tech and finance sectors, will be relied upon to help shape the administration's method for managing digital assets. Trump has already indicated his desire to create a regulatory environment friendly to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. He added that Bitcoin is a useful means to attract investment and spur economic development in the crypto world during the C-19 you-know-what, and even in times of global financial uncertainties. Under his administration, the U.S. stays competitive in the fast-moving global market, crypto market, due to its focus on cryptocurrencies. Increasing global interest in digital currencies coincided with the rise of Bitcoin's price as many countries examine the potential for cryptocurrency to fit into their economies. They begin to explore integration. Further, Russia, for example, has indicated the possibility of the broader adoption of Bitcoin, adopting it as part of the strategic reserve. However, as those other countries are coming around to Bitcoin and other digital assets, the U.S., under Donald Trump's leadership, may choose to make itself a global hub for crypto innovation. Trump has made it clear he worries about the U.S.'s current regulatory stance on Bitcoin and fears hostile policies could push innovation overseas. In his recent rally speeches, he continued to stress the importance of creating an environment for cryptocurrencies to thrive. Trump's supports Bitcoin's growth. The U.S. will always be on top of this new financial revolution. During his campaign, Trump repeatedly highlighted Bitcoin's potential to introduce new economic growth and investment opportunities. He contended that the U.S. must embrace cryptocurrencies as quickly as possible, or it risks being left behind by other nations. The president-elect will take a supportive regulations and incentives approach to Bitcoin and support adoption and innovation. You love to see it. And wrapping things up with one last video here. Eric Trump says America should lead the way in Bitcoin. I agree, in my latest interview on Newsmax.
The modern banking system is antiquated. It's antiquated, and it's just a matter of time before really crypto not only catches up, but just really leaps ahead. And so we're incredibly excited on a lot of fronts, and I think America will be the crypto capital of the world. And I fully support it. My father fully supports it. Our family, is fully embracing it. We believe in DeFi. We believe in CeFi. We believe that's the way of the future. And again, America, better lead the way. Otherwise, we're gonna leave a lot behind.
Okay, that was Eric Trump speaking from the United Arab Emirates and weighing in on cryptocurrency. Eric was there for a crypto event and confirmed that Trump's support for the industry.
And in that interview, Eric went on to talk about regulating crypto, saying it can thrive with, quote, sensible policies. Let's bring in crypto educator and podcast host Randy Hipper, along with the former chairman of the White House Council of Economic Advisors, Thomas Phillipson. Welcome to you both. Randy, what kind of sensible regulations do you think he has in mind, or that you think would be sensible?
I think sensible regulation includes the power to be your own bank, to reassure people in America that you're able to self-custody your crypto. As we've had people like Senator Liz Warren that comes out and tries to demolish that and lobbies with the American Bankers Association for anti-self-custody rulings. And that's just not fair. We need to empower America. I think Bitcoin really enables people to go back to the fundamentals of America, which is life, liberty, property, or the pursuit of happiness.
Thomas, when they hear Eric Trump say the current banking system is antiquated, what do you think our banks are feeling and adjusting to, or not, or getting ready for a fight? What's going to happen?
Well, I think the important thing here, you hear a lot about crypto as an investment, but it's a medium of exchange that's basically a superior way of transacting than what we currently have with intermediaries. Think of crypto as the analog to email for the post office, essentially. The post office was an intermediary you needed to use to send mail, but then we have peer-to-peer email that went a lot quicker, could always be used essentially. Same with crypto. It's competition to the medium of exchange, which is monopolized by governments, essentially. That's much faster and much lower transaction costs. So as always, when there's competition, the incumbents don't like it. The government doesn't like it. That's why people for the government, such as Warren, don't like it. They want the opposite, essentially, full control without competition. The middlemen banks, the middlemen are being cut out here, right? Just as the post office was cut out with email. So JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon is against it, obviously, because they're getting cut out of the deal. So you have a lot of banks against this. And the question is, how do you promote this in a safe and productive way without having a sort of fraud taking place in this space?
It's a good point there. Randy, I don't know, how do you do this do it safely without fraud taking place? That's a great question.
Well, I think that we need to be able to have clear regulations as to how banks themselves can custody crypto. And in terms of fraud or illicit activity, the best part about Bitcoin and the blockchain is that, it's transparent, which you can't say about the banking system. And we know that quite well with all the fraudulent activity and all the AML measures that banks clearly disregard. And we know those cases quite recently, getting fined billions of dollars. When you look at the blockchain, every single transparent thing is there. If you have a transaction from me to you, then you see it. It's right there in front of you. It's for everybody to see. We need transparency from the blockchain side, money movement side, and from the government side as to what their intentions are with the space, which we haven't seen in the past 4 years.
Thomas, last 15 seconds to you.
Yeah, I mean, the key here is that there's some drawbacks here with illegal trade, but there's also illegal trade in cash, which is another form of paying for illegal trade.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's stop.
Gonna have to leave it there. We got to say goodbye for today. Thanks for watching American Agenda. Randy and Thomas, appreciate it.
Crypto better than cash, my friends, better than cash. All right, let's get back over to the charts. Let's get into the chat. Look at that nice little push, guys. We got the crypto future live stream pump in effect. Let me scroll up to the top of the chat. All right, where was I? Okay. What do we got? Nick, what's up, buddy? Holding my bag, screaming I'm a genius until the bear market crash. And then it's a scam. H. Barbarina in the house. What's up, buddy? Funky. Death Bank, what's up, guys? Good to see you, man. Boomer, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Haas, don't forget to hit the likes. Yes, absolutely, guys. Make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. Help that channel grow, guys. It's the Christmas season. Give the gift of a subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps the channel. So there you go. John, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Frank, what's going on, my friend? Mary, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. Nick, hello, Mr. Rob and JASMY fam. Hold strong. Almost the 3 diamond hands. Let's go, man. Let's go. Jay Bond, hey, Rob. Janction released a new video on Hara's AMA on the project until the end of 2024. I haven't looked, but I haven't seen anything from I haven't looked, but I haven't seen anything in terms of a new release. You might just be seeing clips of the part 2 because Hara did a 3-part AMA, and he's released 2 parts of it so far. So I'm going to look right now at Hara's page to see if it's there. But yeah, no, there's nothing new from Hara. I'll go look at Janction. Yeah, there's no new. What you're seeing is just clips from part 2 of his 3-part AMA that he did. We're still waiting on the 3rd part to come out. I did videos of the first 2 parts breaking down everything that he's saying. Isaac, what's up, man? Rob, you are the only crypto content creator I have listened to since I've been in crypto. I would say I'm in good hands like Allstate. Nice. Nick, I signed up for the Patreon earlier. Need a one-on-one soon, buddy. I have a few things to discuss. Hey, man, no problem. Just shoot me a DM over on the Patreon, and I'll get you in. But do it soon because spots are booking up very, very fast. So, Gene, what's up, man? Huge win for Tesla. Absolutely. Bruno, hey, Rob. Is this the dump we had considered a crash? Because I didn't feel it, or was it just a small back? Yeah, you know what? Some people considered it a crash. What it was a mass liquidation of longs. That's what it was. I barely felt it. I didn't even really, I don't know, for me, it was nothing, right? But I mean, some people are more paranoid than others, right? So I've been around a long time. Roland, Jasmy, overall, absolutely, man, absolutely. Batman, but poor. I don't think it will ever hit $2, but I hope I'm wrong. People didn't think Cardano would, but look at it did. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Cardano has the same 50-something billion coins. Cardano. Yep, exactly. You're absolutely right. I see where you're going. Chappie, ready to liquidate about 4 billion in shorts. Absolutely. Let's freaking go, man. 103, 104,000, 105,000, or 1,000 mil. Yeah, 1,000. And we are going to liquidate some shorts, baby. Funky says, Salt, WF Capital. I thought this was a replay. Nice. Lily, what's up, Lily? Good to see you, dear. Good to see you. Wise Mind, what's up, man? Thoughts on RSR? Rights reserved. I like RSR. I do not hold any, but I am bullish on the project for sure. Isn't the new czar? Is it the czar or the SEC chair? One of those two guys, the new SEC chair, Atkins, or the new White House czar. One of them is an advisor for rights reserved, RSR, I believe. So yes, I'm very bullish on that. I know all kinds of useless information when it comes to crypto, right? Like, it's crazy. All right, guys. So listen, that's the stream. That's the chat. That's the news. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. I will be live over on the Patreon in about 20-25 minutes, guys. We're going to be doing a live group Zoom call over there. So get over there, join us, schedule your one-on-one coaching sessions, join the live group Zoom calls. We're going to have a great conversation in about 20 minutes, guys. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. I'll see you over on the Patreon in about 20 minutes, guys. Peace.